plays at the end offensively to win the game in overtime. So disappointing, and something that we certainly have to learn from. So I'll take your questions.
What did you think of Illinois' offensive game plan and your guys' ability to adjust to it?
We came out. We predicted that they'd come out and be spread no huddle like they were. In the second half, they really for a long time it was only, I think at halftime they had 31 yards rushing. I think in the second half they ran for over 100 yards. So they just kind of did what they did last week. We didn't seem to be the more physical team. We did win the turnover battle today. The defense took the ball away twice, but couldn't get off the field. I thought we had a really hot offense there for a while, and just would have loved to have gotten them the ball a little bit more. They sat for long stretches, and then obviously penalties really hurt us on defense. I think there was 3 drives with a 15-yarder, which is unfortunate.
So you got 3rd and 3 there at the 21. There's a couple different things you can do. You can either try to play for 2 downs there, or you can try for the play that you guys tried, or you could try then again on 4th down, or you can try the field goal. Why did you guys decide to do what you did? Obviously it didn't work, but what was the thinking behind it?
Yeah, it was wide open though. I mean, it's a hell of a play call by Sat, and we're just trying to throw the ball to the fullback on the flat. We were doing kind of what you said, like, hey, we're gonna throw the, show a run formation, throw the ball to the fullback on the flat. Dylan sees the guy. Dylan's vision is amazing. He sees, that's not really even part of the progression most times. It's such a good play call that no one's open. We just don't connect on it, and it's 4th and 3 at that point, and that's a makeable field goal. I felt like we would make that field goal. It looked like when I looked at it, the laces weren't turned out. I had to kick the laces, and it just wasn't made. So, I think we took the approach. It was a long 3. Like, hey, let's throw the ball to the fullback in the flat. Just a guy popped wide open, and in a game like this, if you want to win those games, I think you just hope that you come down with that play.
What was the thought process behind calling all those timeouts when Illinois had the ball and they were starting to go downfield instead of letting the clock run?
Because that's what the book says to do. I mean, you're going to try to call timeout so that if they do happen to score, because either way the clock's not a factor for them, right? You have to either stop them or they get down to the 40. They can kick a field goal from about the 40, 45-yard line with that kid. So we're just following the book, to call on the timeouts so that if they did score, we'd have a chance to go back and score again. And they kicked the ball down. Unfortunately, it was at the 8-yard line, so we decided to go to overtime. If had it been a little further out, maybe we'd have let Dylan spin it.
Hey, Matt, a lot of these games kind of came down to a similar outcome at the end of last year. It seems like there were so many points where Turner went down and Tommy went down and Illinois bounced back. How did you see the resolve from your team tonight compared to these games last year?
I thought we had good resolve last year. Tonight was disappointing. I didn't think we were. Last year, I don't feel like we got pushed around too much, and I felt like in the second half, we're playing man to man, and we're literally playing man, and guys are. The guy that have that guy man to man, they're trying to make a play, and the guy's catching the ball. Even the play they threw to the big old lineman, we're in the 94 number. We can't let that happen, right? We had them stop. So, I love our guys, and as I told them, the narrative has been, hey, they're going to win all these games. My narrative has been just go 1-0 every week, lock in. So we have a lot to learn from this game, but I'm sure our guys will bounce back. And it was a costly night. We had some big injuries. Tommy couldn't go, and then. Turner looked like he got hurt pretty severely, so Gunner went in. So we'll have to regroup, after this little 2-day thing.
What was Tommy's injury?
Tommy's got a plantar fascia inflammation.
You mentioned the defensive just not being able to go up the field and the costly penalties, especially with personal fouls. How surprising was that with that performance based off what they've done earlier?
Yeah, it was. It was disappointing, and I think after last week, you'd have to say that, we really were concerned about the tackling, and the tackling showed up again. It wasn't great today. A lot of guys ripping at the ball as opposed to knocking the ball down. The penalties, I'm not going to talk about the penalty. Even at the end, we got hit out of bounds. I have to see what happened before I can comment on them. But we hurt ourselves, in a day where we needed somebody to make a play, and we made a play. Keith knocked the ball out, or I think that was Keith that knocked the ball out. We recovered it. We go down. We have a chance to win the game and end the game. Those two things were disappointing. But yeah, defensively, I think we have to go back and really kind of look and see what we're doing and make sure we're doing the right things with the guys that we have. When people they spread us out like Colorado did, but the difference was they were able to run the ball in those sets, whereas Colorado didn't run the ball.
Obviously, overtime went downhill right away. What was your sense of just guys heading into that
extra frame there.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan was like, hey, we were gonna take a shot the first play, and we false started, so kind of just, we false started, and then, took a sack, and then, even on the last one, we missed a blitz pick, we missed a protection, we had an MA, so, the moment it showed up, and we didn't make the plays you have to make to win those games, I mean, even the ball that, they called a touchdown that was ended up being an interception, we had a lot of opportunities to win the game. And so, we're not a bad football team. It's a good football team. It's a ranked team, and we had all of our we had the chances we had to win. So there's some things we have to correct, and getting those moments, we have to kind of go make those plays. Make those plays. I thought Sack called an excellent game. We had lots of chances, and I think defensively we have to go back and kind of look and see, hey, were we doing the right things?
What do you think about Dylan's interception? Thoughts on that play?
I'm sorry.
What do you think about Dylan's interception? Just what happened on that play to
The one to
Nair?
Nair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he put it in his hands. I mean, it's two interceptions Dylan has in the year that I think he's dropped dimes in there on, really. So, we had the one ball, he threw the fade to Nair in the end zone that, I asked why it wasn't defensive pass interference. He said, hey, you're not going back into him enough. So we really tried to emphasize that in the second half, and we made some plays on some deep balls. But that went down the sideline. I mean, we ran right by him, laid it out there. I thought Dylan was superb in many, many ways tonight, so we had a chance to make a play. At the end of the day, the way I look at games like this is, you're calling plays on offense, defense, and special teams, giving the guys a chance to go make a play, and they made a lot of plays tonight. Problem is Illinois made a lot of plays, and we hurt ourselves with some crucial penalties, and so that was a tough play, but we bounced back. We scored the next drive, and just kind of coming down the end, we just needed to make one more play in the fourth quarter. I know that's we've heard that a lot, right? But that's where we are.
You talked about stopping the run. Like, do you have any concern at this point about how much you guys are running it or how well you're running it?
On offense? Yeah, I don't think the offense was much of an issue. I mean, I think they were loading up the box. They couldn't. I didn't feel like they could cover us, and so I think really the issue was, again, kind of like last week, we didn't get the ball. I mean, so even on that last drive, we were kind of pounding it away, and then just unfortunately didn't hit on that last play. But yeah, I mean, I think the way Illinois plays, they put everyone in the box. When we did run the ball, I thought we were efficient. There'll be games where people will start to play a little different against our guys, and we'll be able to probably run the ball a little bit better, or a little bit more. But I thought Sat opened it up, and we, even on that drive, we threw the deep ball to Naor, and then the throw back to Tommy. I thought we had a lot of plays in the bank tonight.
Hey, Coach, what's your assessment of the place kicking in the special teams game? You guys had an opportunity to go up. Of course, John didn't hit it there.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't make that play. We didn't make a play really on special teams that tilted the game for us. And I think really two plays. The punt, that unfortunately we kicked across the field, and so they got a big return. They got a return. They made like one or two first downs. Then we had the penalty, right, which put the ball down in the red zone, and they scored. So, really our kicking game is just is not where we need it to be. Tristan was unavailable tonight. Johnny went in there, made some extra points, made the early field goal. Unfortunately, we didn't make the field goal when it counted. Thanks, guys.
How frustrating of a night was that for you guys as defense?
Extremely. Not really because we lost, but I would say how we lost. It felt like we weren't playing up to our standard of play as a whole defense. We just got to be better. Everybody has to do their job. People have to have their eyes on the right spots, and we just got to execute at the end of the day. So it's kind of disappointing.
Did they do anything that surprised you, or was that not what you thought was coming?
No, they did exactly what we knew they were going to do. You know, that was a good team. We just went and played. And, you know, when we don't play up to our standard and we don't play with the physicality and we don't execute how we're supposed to, stuff like that happens, especially when you're playing in these Big Ten games against other good opponents. So, you know, we just got to be better.
What was your sense of just where guys' heads were at sort of in the second half, and even in overtime when you get that extra chance? What do you see from guys?
I mean, it felt how it usually feels. I don't really know how to answer that question, but like, I mean, the energy was there. Everybody was ready to go out on the field and attack. Ball just didn't roll our way. And, you know, especially as a defense, we got to be way better than we were tonight. You know, I feel like if the offense scores 24 points, we need to win the game, personally. So.
What can you learn from a loss like this going forward?
If everybody does their 111th, I think the guys on our team are very special dudes. You know, our roster as a whole is very talented, very, you know, physical and all that different stuff. But when we all are on the same page and everybody is doing exactly what they've been coached to do since we've been practicing in the spring, I feel like the sky's the limit for this team. And, you know, we knew it right away. Right after, we knew it at halftime, before we even got to the end of the game, that we didn't feel like we were playing as good as we know we could actually play. And, you know, it's over now. There's nothing to do but get ready for Purdue next week. So.
Anything else from Marquise?
Appreciate it.
Jamal, what was the feeling like in that locker room?
Feel like, you got something special, that was taken from you, and you can't get it back. You got to learn to live without it. So.
What was the sense you got from guys heading into overtime? Obviously, the last drive didn't go how you wanted it, but what were you seeing from guys?
The last drive?
Yeah, in overtime.
Yeah, like during the last drive?
Yeah.
Maintain hope. There was no doubt in our mind that the game was over until the clock, or until, it was over. So.
What do you see out of Dylan tonight?
Composure, poise, leadership, that fire, like I said,
What's the key as a veteran to help the guys, move on to the next one?
Just continuing to walk the walk, lift them up, lift myself up, just keep going, 1-0 next week.
You had a pretty involved role early on, more so than probably the last 3 games. Was that the plan going in and just getting out there to make an immediate impact? How was that?
Yeah, it was good. I was out there just doing my job, you know what I'm saying? Just like you, I'm just a little more magnified because of entertainment. So it just, plays was open, tagged them, we made some plays.
You've been on some teams that have bounced back, won some games in ways that maybe some of the guys in the locker room have not. What's your advice this week for how you guys bounce back and go on the road and win?
Nothing really changes. We practice hard like we practiced last week. Attention to detail like we practiced this past week. I think just taking that feeling it, and learning from the feeling, learning from the tape, the game, and just, something you don't want to feel again. So, yeah.
Hey, Ty, the focus all offseason was chasing 3, winning these close games. What's the feeling like after losing one in this fashion?
Yeah, I mean, that was a Big Ten game right there. That's like, I don't know, like the typical kind of, going down to the last play type of deal. But, it hurts because we really just kind of beat ourselves, especially on defense. But, what's awesome is that we get to come back next week and, clean up a lot of the mistakes that we saw on the field and get better.
Was there a shift from the first half and second half? The plays they were calling and executing, it looked like they were having a little bit more success in that second half.
Yeah, I mean, we knew they were going to try and run the ball. We held them pretty well in the first half. I didn't, being on the interior, I don't really know what's kind of going on outside of me. I knew me and Nash were getting doubled a lot during the game. I kept coming off the sideline because those guys are run blocking us up front, and I'm not even knowing it's a pass type of deal. So, it's just kind of things, that we can work on. Maybe me recognizing that's pass faster or, trying to make an impact on the play when they're trying to take us out of it type of deal.
Was there as a leader talking to the guys about penalties? Sometimes those things happen. They were costly tonight, though, the ones on the defense.
Yeah, I mean, emotions got flared. We want, football is a passionate game, right? So it's just kind of, and for me, from experience, I was pretty hot-headed, when I was younger. Just, trying to help those young guys understand to control their emotions and, take it out on them during the play, not after. There's no need for that.
Did you feel like the communication was good at like in between series and all that, or did it feel off tonight or anything like that?
No, we were, coming out into the sideline, we were able to communicate with each other pretty well. Like I said, we just kind of beat ourselves. Just got to do your job. Takes all 11 guys to do their job. One guy is out of place, doesn't do their job, then, things like those things happen. So, that's what's great about this defense is that we're able to come, we all consider ourselves lions, right? And being able to, be in the moment, be emotional, but not, take it to heart that, this guy's getting in my ass. 'Cause, I mean, John was getting in my ass on the field, for my penalty, and, we were going back and forth, but it was like an understood kind of respect type of deal.
What's the long season? What's the key to get back at it?
I mean, just start again on Monday. And the process doesn't stop. We're not going to change up our process. It works. And like I said, we just beat ourselves tonight. So it's really just, key to go back, look at the film, really be honest and truthful with ourselves, and then just apply it back on the field in practice.
Ty, as one of the leaders on this team, what is one of the biggest messages that you have for the younger guys after a loss like this?
I mean, you learn so much more from a loss than a win, right? We're all happy when we win, and you might not see the mistakes as well. But in a loss, when it comes down, and I mean, we even saw it last week, right, on defense, and guys were getting after it this past week. But if they keep showing up, or new problems show up, that's what, like I said, that's what's great about this team is we're able to come together, help fix each other.
All right, thanks, Ty.
Thanks.
I think that might be it.
Don't just go to the play toward the end of the fourth quarter. Coach Will really praised your vision for being able to see Luke kind of break open there. What did you see, and what would you like back about the throw?
I saw Luke run wide open, and I don't know, I missed a throw, win the game, and that was our chance to go win the game. So I'll take this game on my back, and I got to get better and be better for our team, and put us in position to win.
Overall, how do you feel the offense performed tonight?
I think we did fine. Obviously, we didn't win the game, so it's not good enough. But proud of the way they fought. O-line played their tails off. Receivers ran, running backs ran hard, and just came up short. So figure out what happened and correct it and move on and get better.
What were your immediate takeaways from your first Big Ten game, the physicality of it?
Yeah, it wasn't anything different. Just same old football, you know what I'm saying? It's not a different kind of football playing in the Big Ten and playing other conferences. So, yeah, it was fine. It was fun. Great atmosphere. We felt it came up short.
When the defense is admittedly not bringing their A game, I mean, how much pressure do you feel to kind of match the opponent's score for score when they're putting up points?
Yeah, it's it's not really the defense's fault. It's our job to just score regardless of the circumstance. They had a fine old machine on offense, and their quarterback played his butt off. And hats off to them. Had a great game plan, and yeah, there's really no added pressure. It just comes down to execution, and I think our defense played very well. But there's some little things that we want to obviously get back and can obviously change the outcome of the game.
What did you see from Isaiah, and how has that connection developed over the first couple games?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of improvement from him. He busts his tail in practice, which leads to success in the game. Super proud of him. And, wish we could have got him a couple more throws to go make plays. But overall, I'm very proud of Zay.
Obviously, Dylan, this is first loss for you at this level. I mean, how much is it kind of fueling you to work this week and put this behind you and go, as you guys say, 1-0 next week?
Yeah, we'd let this one hurt for a day or two and move on from it. But, yeah, it's the same preparation every week, win, lose, or draw. And when you come up short, you really find out what your team's about. So we'll come in tomorrow, watch the tape, Sunday, watch the tape, and get ready to go next week.
Thank you.
Isaiah, as a veteran of this college game, what do you tell guys, to get back at it after a tough one like this?
Just keep your head up. It's a lot of football left to be played. Obviously things didn't go our way, but we gotta go out there, correct what needs to be corrected, and understand that there's a lot of football left to be played. So let's just go back, watch the film, see what we need to do, and try to go 1-0 next week.
You obviously had a good night. The one that, or they called it an interception. What do you see on it? Did you think you had it, or what was your thought right away?
Just got to finish the catch. Dylan did a good job of putting the ball out there. I got to do my part of just, finishing the catch. Those are, plays that need to be made, and it's on me to go out there and just, finish that.
On the same side, though, you had that great catch with the toe drag, right?
Mm-hmm.
How was that for you?
It was great. We kind of went into a little scramble, and I seen Dylan rolling out, and my job is to, get open so that he can, place the ball where it needs to be placed, and made a play. So it was very exciting.
You've been on some good teams, some teams that have won a lot of football games. What's your advice for maybe some of your teammates who haven't experienced the level of winning you have in some other places?
My advice is just to, keep our heads up. There's, yes, we took the loss, but, there's a lot of football left to be played. We're a really good football team. Obviously it's a lot of self-inflicted wounds created out there, but, those are things that can be corrected, So my advice is to, just to stay strong. There's no reason to lose faith or lose any type of confidence, because we put in way too much work for that to happen. So I believe in these guys, and I'm excited for what we got coming up.
Dylan said that after losses, when you really learn what your team is made of, what are you hoping to see what this team is made of in the Purdue week, Brett?
I'm hoping I know for a fact that we're gonna go out there and play our best ball. Like I said, I've seen the work that we've put in as a team, and I know that we can overcome adversity, and we could do what it takes to go out there and be successful. So tough loss, but I believe in the guys that that we're gonna forget, have short-term memory, and go out there and try to go 1-0 each week.
Yeah, Isaiah Dillon also said that just felt like another football game, first Big Ten game for him in prime time. What have you seen from him in terms of his level of composure and how he performed tonight?
From the very first time, I've caught a pass from him. I don't think I've ever seen him nervous or anything like that. It's just in him. He's a natural competitor. Really fortunate to be to have him as a quarterback, and for him being a freshman, he's really, really mature, and our job is to make it as comfortable for him as possible. Be on the same page and build the chemistry, and try to win games.
Anything else for Isaiah?
You and Jamal combining for 16 targets. The way you guys can get involved, how can that help you guys gain more confidence as a receiving core with Purdue coming up next week?
Just understanding that Jamal, first off, he's a special player. I learned a lot from him, from day one, meeting him and watching him in practice. I try to learn a lot from his style of play. And, not even just him and I, all the receivers combined, I feel like, we're a really special group. And we got to understand that moving forward, we're going to have to do what it takes to take this offense to another level. So I really love those guys, and yeah.
Last one for you to follow up. It was a very physical Illinois secondary. What did you make of the Illini secondary? Even though you had 2 touchdowns, still found a way to show some physicality on their end.
I mean, yeah, they were a physical team. We knew that coming into the week that it was going to be a battle, they did a great job of doing what they had to do, and we just got to do a better job of, just eliminating the self-inflicted wounds and, learn from our mistakes. But, coming into the week, we knew it was going to be a dogfight, and unfortunately we didn't come out on top. But, we'll learn what we need to learn and go 1-0 next week.
All right, thank you, Isaiah.
Thank you.